Well, good morning, ladies. How are we on this beautiful brand new Monday? Hope you had a splendid weekend and that you have been posting your videos every day so we can make sure that we can inform and encourage as many people to get out and vote this coming November. So today I'm talking about the fourth failed policy of this Harris administration. And this one is also a big one, and I'm feeling it too, is consumer debt. You know, the cost of living has increased so dramatically in the last 4 years, and our wages haven't stayed up with those increases. The average person gets a 3% cost of living raise, if they get it. And believe me, there's a lot that don't get it. They don't even get a raise. They haven't even had a raise. And so when you take the cost of inflation, which the average middle class family has seen a almost $30,000 increase annually just to live. That's a big increase. So if your wages aren't keeping up with that, what are you going to do? How are you going to make up that difference? Well, unfortunately, for the majority of us, it's credit cards. We got to use our credit cards just to get through the month, just so we can make sure that we've got everything paid for, that we can not owe anybody any money, not fall behind, not have our credit go backwards. But unfortunately, what happens with that is when we use our credit, as you guys know, that influences your credit score. So because we have to use our credit, we're getting penalized again. Not only were we running short because the cost of living is astronomical, everything has increased. I can't even think of one thing that has actually decreased or stayed the same. There are none. So in order for us to be able to make up this difference, the majority of us have to use our credit cards just to get through the month. And then, unfortunately, what happens is it just becomes this snowball effect where because we don't have enough to pay off that credit that we've had to use just to get through the month, it continues to build and it continues to build. And it's a staggering number. I think it's like 60-some percent, 62 or 63% of the middle house families now have significantly higher debt than they did 4 years ago because they don't have any other way to survive because the cost of living has so dramatically increased and is out of control. $6, guys, for a gallon of milk. $4 for a loaf of bread. That's $10 for just 2 items. And when you're on a fixed income, it's becoming impossible to feed yourself. That's not a joke. This is not just pie in the sky. These are facts. If you get out and you do some research, you will see. I'm sure you're feeling it yourself because I haven't heard of one family that's not struggling. I deal with families just about every day in my business, and they're all saying the same thing. The cost is out of control. The cost is out of control. So how do we fix it? Well, we fire the current administration. That's how we fix it. And let's be real. These failed policies belong to the presumptive presidential candidate for the Democrats. She and her partner, the Biden administration, have been in power for 4 years. This is not a leftover problem from the previous administration. It doesn't work like that. We are not that stupid. These are problems because of the failed administrations of the current failed policies because of the current administration. You can't blame somebody else for your failed policies. And that's where you are. That's what you expect us to believe. We're smarter than that. We understand. All we have to do is look at our own pocketbooks to realize that we are not better off now than we were 4 years ago. And our debt levels are definitely increased because, again, the cost of living has gotten so out of control and wages are not keeping up with it, which means you have a shortfall every month. And most Americans now are making up that shortfall with credit card debt. Now you would think the credit card companies would actually help the American public out. They're not. They're just as bad as all of the other big corporations that are gouging the citizens right now. And I work in an industry where they are definitely doing that, and it is infuriating. Instead of trying to help, they are compounding and making the situation worse. So, number 4 today. Fourth failed policy from this current administration, the Biden-Harris administration. And yeah, Harris, you're responsible for it. You've been his partner for 4 years. You don't get to just now divorce yourself from these failed policies. They're yours. You got to own them. The American people know you got to own them. And all of this rhetoric about that these aren't yours is just nothing but rhetoric. Trying to cover up for your failures. Trying to use the national news to cram down the American public's throat is not working. There are too many of us on social media that are getting the word out that these are failed administration policies from the last 4 years. It's common sense. And that's probably one of the greatest characteristics of Donald Trump. Common sense. Using your common sense and not being bought off by whoever makes the largest donation. That's why we need him back in office. We need him to bring common sense skills. He's proven he knows how to balance a budget and how to run a company. That's what we need to get our economy and our nation back on track. He also won't take any crap from all of these dictators around the world that are trying to take advantage of it. We didn't have that when he was in office. That's all started in the last 4 years. So, spread the word. Let's get these videos out every day. Start them over when you finish them, 14 of them. Every day, post them, send them out to your social media, and let's help inform all of those people who aren't quite sure about what's going on or haven't made up their mind to re-elect Donald Trump this November. God bless and have a spectacular Monday wherever you are. Take care.